Hey guys, welcome back for another one. Today we're gonna be checking out Grassello Fino. Now Grassello Fino is gonna be more of a traditional Venetian plaster. This is kind of what you think of when you think of Venetian plasters, that super shiny kind of high gloss look. So this is a lime-based plaster with 42% marble. So that's a lot of marble. So this stuff's gonna give you that nice sheen, nice gloss, and give you that more of a traditional Venetian plaster look. So when you think of traditional Venetian plasters, this is what this is gonna be. As always, if you're new here, make sure to subscribe so you can stay in the know. Click the bell button if you like, and we have more Venetian plaster videos for you guys coming out, so that's the best way to kind of stay in the loop here. Also, go ahead and check out our playlist. We have two different playlists now. One, this is our Venetian plaster application playlist, as well as our product playlist that you're watching right now. So Grassello Fino and these shinier Venetian plasters, they are a lot thinner because they're so fine that the application is a lot thinner than like a coarser Venetian plaster. So this is traditionally applied in 3 coats rather than the 2 coats that it's coarser Venetian plasters are applied in. That's just gonna help build the base up so it's not super thin, so it kind of builds that base up a little bit. Today we kind of have this like brown, kind of light beige color that we're gonna be applying. When you do your first coat, some people apply a white base coat. That just kind of allows the Venetian plaster to be as thick as possible because there should no dye in it. And that kind of helps build up the base a little bit. For this, we're just gonna be applying the same color on all 3 coats. You can definitely apply a white base coat and then apply the color coats afterwards. So if you're buying this product, you can just tint the amount for the next 2 coats. You don't have to apply all 3 as a color coat. So let's get to it. So if you're used to coarser Venetian plasters, this is gonna apply a lot more smooth and silky, kind of buttery. So it's not gonna be as coarse going on. So just be aware of that. If you're moving from a coarse Venetian plaster to this, it might be a little jarring because it's a lot more liquidy and spreads a lot further. So again, we'll just do our first coat, nothing crazy here. We're just applying it in a kind of the traditional format. So obviously your first coats are to build up that base, so make sure that you're not pulling too much off on that first coat. Other than that, you're gonna wanna make sure your walls are perfectly smooth. I have a little bump here that I'm noticing. Since this plaster is super thin, you don't want any bumps on your wall because that will come through. So as you can see here, it's coming through a little bit. So make sure your walls are perfectly smooth. I should have double checked my board, but we'll just continue on and see what happens here. But we'll let that dry and then we'll come back and apply our second coat. Okay, so our first coat is dry now. As you can see, it dries a lot lighter. Most Venetian plasters dry lighter, so you'll know it's completely dry. It should be a fairly uniform color at this point in the process. So if there's any darker light spots, then it's probably not dry yet. So color on the first coats tend to be pretty uniform. So we're gonna apply our second coat. Again, not compressive at this point. We're gonna apply 3 coats total. So you're gonna apply it as if you were applying your first coat of a coarser plaster, not tight, just to kind of build up that base. And then the last coat, we're gonna apply compressive and do the burnishing pass. so that's our second coat. We'll let that dry and then we'll come back and do our final coat. All right, so we're gonna do our final coat of our Grassello, and this will be our compressive coat. So we wanna compress it into the 2 bottom coats as well as burnish. So we'll apply it and then we'll go back and do a burnish. So as you can see, this coat definitely dries a lot faster, very thin coat, so you can see it's already drying. So we're gonna go ahead and do some burnishing. Again, just make sure to double check that you're not pulling anything off. And if you are, make sure to grab a rag and just kind of wipe it off there. We'll try to get this nice and shiny for you guys. You guys, this is so shiny. I can't even believe it. It's like, it's a straight mirror. I'll have to show you guys when it dries, but like, wow. First impressions here, crazy. Okay, you guys, so here is the final look. It's all completely dry, and here's what we got. So obviously, first things first, it is super shiny, you guys. Just from burnishing, no wax, no nothing went on it. Super, super shiny. So if you burnish while it's still kind of a little wet and like you can get that really nice compression in there, it's gonna turn out really, really like a mirror-like finish. So I'm gonna go ahead and show you here hopefully what that looks like. I'm not sure if you'll be able to see that. We'll kind of, so you can see it's just super, super shiny. Super easy to actually apply. Since it's so thin, you don't really need a lot of like muscle or anything like that. It just really glides on the wall, super easy. You know, even compressing it, super, super easy. It dries pretty quick though, so on the compression coat, you're gonna wanna make sure to get in there and compress it right away while it's still a little bit wet. Otherwise, this product is really, I would say, pretty friendly to people that already know how to apply plaster. So don't be afraid of this stuff. Again, this is gonna give you that really, really smooth finish, very glossy, very traditional look. So obviously you're gonna get that movement in there, you're gonna get that depth, but ultimately you're here for the shine. So this will give it to you for sure. Obviously, I would recommend to apply some sort of sealant to this. We're not gonna do that now. We wanna compare these all kind of unsealed finish looks. Let's pull the tape off. All right, sorry, I should have taken the tape off first, you guys. So here's the final look. Since we got it kind of a lighter color here, it almost kind of looks, since there's marble in there, it really does just kind of look like a marble, like white marble slab. This was kind of a brownish color, so it looks very natural. But honestly, the look is gonna be very similar to stone because it's super high gloss. So any place that you want kind of that stone glossy kind of look, I think this would be really good for that. Here you go. Here's your first look at Grassello Fino. Hope you guys enjoy. Make sure to stay subscribed, and we will see you guys next time.